The Power Pod is an exclusive WSB radio production.
Can you be loyal to two women at the same time?
Sure.
No. Oh, Jerry. Jerry, you can get a whoop whoop.
There are some glares in this studio right now.
I think that Randy needs to. You can embrace Atlanta as boyfriend number 2.
This is The Power Pod with Randi Okray, Christina Aicklen, Nicole Bennett, and your host, WSB's Jared Yamamoto.
Yeah, that's right. You're listening to The Power Pod, and I am Jared Yamamoto, and you can hear me every day on the Von Hessler Doctrine on News 95.5 and AM 750 WSB in Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm so happy to be here with my friends. This is the Power Pod, by the way, which is a weekly recap show where we cover the current events of the week. It's a show where we're not afraid to get serious, and we're not afraid to have some fun, too. But it would get boring if it was just me doing. I've got my ladies with me today. Well, most of my ladies are here today. I've got Randi over there. How are you doing, Randi?
I am feeling absolutely amazing, Jay Reddy.
You know what? It's been a great week, huh?
It has been a very short week. Shout out to Memorial Day being off. Hello.
And you know what? I actually got some emails about you.
Wait.
PowerPod, WSB@gmail.com is our email. And there are some crossover listeners from your great podcast, the BEB podcast.
Jared, you ain't got a lot to kick it, bro. Tell me the truth. I need facts.
They were crossover fans
on.
of your podcast, Black, Educated, and Broke.
Yes.
And which, if you haven't had a chance to listen to that, just go cruise through your podcatcher that you're in right now and go check that out after you've listened to us, of course. Randi is the host of that, and she does an amazing job over there.
Thank you, Jared.
We are so lucky to have her on the Power Pod. And I see her giggling over. That's Christina Aicklen.
Am I always giggling?
Always.
You are always giggling. You're just ready to go every single week. We're always excited to have some fun here on the Power Pod. And we're missing one of our members, though, ladies.
Oh, my God. Nicole.
Yes, she is in Prague this week
Yes.
with
Oh
her,
my God.
with
Why did
her,
you take
with her,
us?
with her new hubby. I know. We could have justified this. We could have told WSB
have.
that we're doing a live remote, and then they would have paid for it.
Oh, man. Come on, Jared. You're the brains. Why didn't you pitch
Jared.
that?
I know. If I had thought a little bit further about this, then we could have easily just jumped on with Malcolm, who is Nicole's new husband.
Yes.
I'm sure they would have loved us staying in the hotel room. We could have crashed on the floor.
I doubt
right?
it. They are trying to have some honeymoon fun. Okay.
Hey, listen, it wouldn't be a honeymoon. It wouldn't be some honeymoon fun without the three of us, though, with them, right?
No,
Come on
that's
now,
true.
it would be fun.
We're making a party, baby.
And what we do here on the Power Pod is, again, we cover the current events of the week, and there's been a lot that's happened. So, Randi, what you got over there? What happened this
Okay,
week?
listen, guys. We all have a J-O-B. Yay. Okay, but have you ever worked on your J-O-B and you felt like, oh, my God, it's stressing me out?
Yeah.
We've all felt that, right?
Oh, of course.
Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Now it is called a burnout. That's what we call it. Do you guys know that as of coming up soon here, it's going to be a medical condition?
Good. The World Health Organization made that
What?
announcement. Who?
Exactly. So this is what it is. So a burnout is a syndrome conceptualized as resulting from chronic workplace stress that has not been successfully managed. I think that's amazing. I'm
Oh
having
my
a
gosh.
burnout. I have to take a leave of absence. and it'll be accepted. I think that's awesome.
I think it's a real thing because I don't think a lot of people are taking enough vacation time
Nope.
Nowadays. I know people that are just super workaholics. And honestly, us millennials, a lot of times people like to label us poorly, but we grew up in a time when, the economy wasn't great. Granted, the economy is great now. People have jobs. We're happy with how things are going now. But remember, when a lot of us were getting into the workforce, I mean, it was hard to get a job. We were getting low wages.
Yes.
And we never took vacation. So we're not really used to it like our
Yep.
baby boomer friends and our Gen Xer friends that have all taken
Yep.
vacations before. So I
Right.
believe that burnout is an actual thing.
Absolutely. And I think that is good they came up with it because, again, as millennials, that people think we don't work hard. We get tired. We work. We're one of the hardest
do.
working class of people.
I know. We don't get enough love for it over
I
there.
agree. I need more PTO.
Yes.
Paid time off, baby.
It would be nice if we had a little more time off. You know what? I think that the Power Pod for our next vacation, we're going to include Nicole on it.
Okay.
And we're going to go to Prague again. How about that?
Come on, Prague.
Let's do it!
Okay,
Yeah.
not to be that girl, but where exactly is Prague?
It's in the Czech Republic.
Oh,
So remember where old
what is that?
Remember what old Czechoslovakia is?
CZEZ or something?
You know, producer Georgie Porgy will pull a globe out right here so that way he can show you exactly where it is. It's in the Czech Republic. It's beautiful.
They just became like their own something, that place, right?
Yeah, they became the Czech Republic, I want to say, about 10 to 15 years ago. It used to be Czechoslovakia.
There we go. Thank you.
But what are they known for? Like the cheese or the wine? Like what is the...
It's just the beautiful architecture. It's got great seasons.
And Georgie Porgy's nodding his head over
He's
there.
like, I've been there, done that.
I know.
Oh, you've been there before, Georgie? You can hop on the mic. Go ahead. This is the first time I think Georgie's been on the mic here on the Power Pod. Yeah, go ahead. Well, you've
been in the Czech Republic. I was 9. I was with my mother and her husband, or her soon-to-be husband at the time.
Oh my gosh!
He proposed on that trip.
Really?
Oh, did he really? With you there?
With me there. We were on a gondola, and a guy named Massimo was driving us around in this gondola, and I snapped some pictures of him getting down on one knee.
At 9 years
old.
old.
So you were the cheap photographer then.
Exactly.
You were the free labor that they used for
that
there.
That is so amazing.
But, I mean, if you haven't had a chance to even just Google image the place. I mean, it is gorgeous. We're going to take a Power Pod trip there.
I love that.
Tina, what's next? What you got over there?
So, guys, I don't know if you guys saw the new Procter & Gamble Gillette ad, but they're featuring the first transgender male in the ad. And the ad, if you haven't seen the video, basically shows the man shaving, and his dad is teaching him for the first time. And it's a really interesting ad. If you have not seen it, go look it up. But we've gotten a lot of positive feedback and a lot of negative feedback.
For sure.
About this ad.
Yeah, and here's the thing that people have to understand. George and I were talking before we started the show about this. People with Gillette has made a couple of controversial ads of late where they're trying their best to reach a younger audience. This, again, as Tina was saying, is a transgender son talking to his father. It's their first time shaving. And if you are against that, you have the ability as the consumer to say, hey, you know what? I'm not going to buy Gillette anymore. Yeah. But as Georgie and I were talking before the show, he made a great point. He said that it's almost like the Chick-fil-A debate that we have here in Atlanta all the time, right? Where people don't like Chick-fil-A because of their Christian values. Listen, whether you're a Christian or not, you as the consumer have the ability to decide, hey, you know what? I'll walk over next door to Burger King.
Right.
If Chick-fil-A's values don't align with mine, then I can go to a different fast food restaurant. So I think Procter & Gamble, who is the parent company of Gillette, knows exactly what they're doing with this. They're clearly marketing to Gen Zers.
Right. Yeah.
And they want to come across as an inclusive brand. And in this case, there's nothing wrong with what they're doing. Like, if it outrages you to see this, that's fine. Just don't buy Gillette. There are so many other razor companies that have come out. Come out like Harry's razors, for example. How many of these mail delivery razors have you guys seen lately? Especially, I think with women, is it Billy? That's the that's
Billy. I actually purchased the Billy razors, and it's great because they just send you the new cartridges. So like you end up saving money on that. So. So there's
Gillette,
tons of companies out there.
Or you can just get a wax like me. Like, go ahead, yes.
That would be a lot easier, too.
Yes.
So yes, you could wax, or, again, Gillette is...
Jared waxes all the time.
I thought he would have baby smooth skin.
Yeah. Do you see these arms over here?
I see that baby skin.
Clearly I wax all the time.
Good skin.
So good for Gillette for trying to reach a different audience and, again, try to remain competitive. Don't get so outraged. Look at it like what Chick-fil-A does.
Listen, they're getting free publicity out of this because people like us are talking about it.
Oh, yeah.
People are tweeting, they're retweeting, they're talking about it. So there you go. There's your ad.
Well,
each his own.
I have got a story for you guys then.
Oh, my goodness.
What's happening?
This was quite the story this week when special counsel Robert Mueller held a news conference on Wednesday saying basically that he's given everything you need to impeach President Trump, but keep me out of it, is basically what he said. I've actually got some cuts of him speaking right here.
The special counsel's office is part of the Department of Justice, and by regulation, it was bound by that department policy. Charging the president with a crime was therefore not an option we could consider.
Then he went on to say this.
If we had confidence that the president clearly did not commit a crime, we would have said so. We did not, however, make a determination as to whether the president did commit a crime. The introduction to the Volume 2 of our report explains that decision.
Which was the list of 10 items to go after Trump for obstruction of justice. Now, I think personally that a lot of people say that it would be strategically dumb for the Democrats to impeach President Trump. I couldn't agree more. I think that if the Democrats plan to win in 2020, they don't need to impeach President Trump. That's not a popular move. It's only going to engage his base even more. Mm-hmm. Now, we have the lucky ability here in the United States that we have an election. You can decide whoever the Democrat nominee is at the time, out of how many there are, 60 of them running now?
Like 1,000?
Yeah, it feels like 1,000 of them. So we have the ability during the primary process to weed out who it is that we like. And then in 2020, we have a chance to vote President Trump out. Or if you like what President Trump's doing, you can keep him in. Now, this has been the argument that I think that a lot of Democrats didn't want to have happen. I think that Nancy Pelosi has kind of been playing this game for a little while where she said, you know what, like, I'm not going to impeach President Trump, but I support the process of impeaching President Trump. And I just feel like this closure really helped earlier this week with Robert Mueller. I think that basically he said, look, I'm tired of these political games that are going up here in Washington, D.C. I've laid out the process for you. You can do it. You can go through the impeachment process if you want to, but count me out. I don't want any part of this anymore. Right, I am done. I am retiring. I am out of it. Yeah. So good for Robert Mueller for laying it out. I think this was the right move, and we'll just have to wait and see whether or not the Democrats decide to impeach him or not.
Won't.
But you don't think they will?
Nah.
Yeah, I don't
think so.
I think strategically, it's not a smart move on their part because the last thing that you want to do if you're on the Democrats right now, I feel like they're starting to get a little bit of momentum now. They're starting because of what's going on with the abortion debates, which we have talked about here on the Power Pod too many times, in my opinion, with what's going on with conservative values and whatnot that are being spread throughout the United States as we speak. I think that a lot of people are super engaged. On the left now, they're activated, but the last thing you want to do if you're on the left, if you're a Democrat, is engage the people on the right too.
Right. Yep.
Because then you get a high turnout election, and that might not bode well. But Randy, what you got over there?
So for those who have heard the Robert Mueller report, and maybe you feel kind of sad, it's okay because there are 10 reasons why crying during sex is normal. So if you cried today over Trump, it's okay. We're going to cry today over having sex.
Oh.
And guess what?
What
it's
a seg.
Okay. So ladies and guys, men, Georgie, Porgy, and Jared, have you guys ever cried after sex?
Never cried.
Never. Tina.
No.
What? Tina, you're not going to hold me down?
Maybe like a beautiful tear.
Okay, right. So that's the thing. So
tears of joy. Okay.
That is a normal thing. So ladies.
Is that what that means?
So it's different things. So there's like 10 different reasons why you may cry. But one of the main reasons is happiness. Like your body is so overjoyed with sensation that, oh my God, I'm going to cry. Okay. That never happened to me. And then another reason you can cry, which has happened to me. I don't know if I want to share this.
Well, Randy, before you share it, Georgie's telling me we've got to take a break. So what we're going to do, we're going to find out on the other side of the break why Randy has cried during sex here on the other side.
The Power Pod on WSB Radio. Join the show at 800-WSB-TALK or leave a comment using the open mic feature on the WSB Radio app.
And we're back here on the Power Pod. And Randy was just going through this obscure list of 10 reasons why it's okay to cry during sex. Is that right?
Yes, Jared. So, the first thing we said, sometimes, women or men, I know you guys, are too manly to tell the truth.
I have never cried during sex. I'm not afraid to admit it.
Nobody's judging you, dog. It's okay. Anyway, so, we said, one of the reasons is happiness because you're like, oh, my God, it feels so good. Oh, my God. But another couple of reasons, sometimes, people cry because you're overwhelmed by the scenario. Like, oh, my God. Oh my God, it's actually happened. I'm about to do it. And it's just tears of of whatever, okay?
It could be built up, like you have a crush on someone and it's finally happening.
Yes.
And you're just so overwhelmed with, not that that's happened to me, but.
Yeah, nobody's judging again.
Sounds like you're speaking from experience over there, Tina.
No, the Tina experience.
I'm silent.
You experienced this, Tina. You cry because you were overwhelmed by your body's response. That has happened to me before. Like, oh my God, I'm shaking, quivering.
Well, the mood is
what's
right.
happening?
The time is right. It's sunny outside. I don't know.
Sunny outside.
It's kind of random. Never mind. It's a rainy day. John Mayer is playing. I mean, never mind. Not that I like John Mayer.
I love you, Tina. Another reason, biological response. It could be just in your DNA that, your mom is known, your grandma, your great-grandma, your great-great-great-granny, them. They all cried, so you're crying, okay? Now, the one that is not, I hope anybody, you're crying because of pain.
Oh,
ladies,
no.
if it hurt,
Yeah, that's not okay.
get his ass up, okay? All right. Now, another reason to, it's okay to cry. Anxiety. You're just anxious, like kind of what we talked about earlier. And the last one, which is kind of been my situation before. You cry because of shame or guilt.
Why would you be shameful?
I'm like, why the hell's bills did I give it to this fool?
What you talking about? Just maybe a one night stand, or maybe sleeping with an ex or something like that.
Yes,
yeah.
come on, a one night stand because you're like, oh my God, my morals are now gone, or like your ex, like this fool didn't deserve this again.
Yeah.
So ladies.
But sometimes though, the emotions lead to that though too. You know what I mean? Like people sleeping with their ex is more common than you think.
Yeah, it is.
And it's hard to explain because logically, again, you're like, why in the hell would I do that? It's over.
Yeah.
Like, why would I do that? But it's a lot more common than you think. So those emotions on both the man side and the woman side are all over the place when it comes to exes like that.
So that's why you cried. That's what happened.
Jared.
That's what made you cry.
I have never cried during sex, but
It says or after. It says or after.
Or after.
Jared.
Never cried after sex, but I've definitely gone to sleep.
Oh my God.
So those are the top ones. The other last ones, depression or triggered or past trauma or even just confused,
Yeah.
And some girls confused. I don't really know how you're confused about why you did it. Like you knew what you was doing. You
come on, Tina. You were in Greek life at the University of Tennessee. So
what does that got to do about Greek
Jared,
life?
that has nothing to do with whether you cry after sex.
I'm just saying that perhaps
Sit down over there. You're completely wrong. You cannot pinpoint
perhaps there
that I
was a promiscuous
You know what?
lifestyle.
There was no promiscuous lifestyle. In fact, I was in a relationship for half of college. So
Come on, Tina.
now the other
Boring.
half. You were too. You were too.
For a good part. I think everybody.
Don't point
No, I
your
was not
finger
in-
over here.
I was not in a relationship during college, like maybe all of 1 month. I'm in college. I'm trying to be free. What you mean?
Yeah, Randy,
fun,
you were
okay?
definitely smart about it. But you know what? There's a problem though, and that is, you ladies, you always try to just if there's if there's a good guy, like me walking around,
What?
that's always just
Well,
super
hey, guys, I'm
masculine.
Jared.
and,
Hey guys.
Yeah, that's right. Sit down.
and just an absolute catch, right? Like, and I'm
right.
walking around
Whoa.
campus. You guys try to lock us down like that, and I hate that. I hate that.
I hate that you're lying to us, Jared. I hate that you're lying right now.
Lying to our Power Pod fam.
And on the other side, we'll have a nice poll to figure out who is lying right here on the Power Pod.
From Atlanta to beyond, it's the Power Pod.
And after some quick polling data, we just did a flash poll. Thank you, Georgie, for doing that for us. I clearly won the argument on the other side there. I'm the one that knows what he's talking about when it comes to being the masculine man walking around campus. And
I'm falling asleep.
It's amazing what these ladies like to do. So
Georgie,
I appreciate
you know
all
that's
the
wrong.
fellas and all the ladies that voted for me. And I promise you, as your new elected official here, that I will serve you very well.
Are you done?
I think
you.
I'm
All right.
almost done, but I know Tina's got a story over there for me. What, Tina? What's next?
Yes, I do. So Jared and Randy and
What's
Georgie
up?
Poo and all the Power Pod fam. There was a Wrangler. So the brand Wrangler Jeans has collabed with our favorite, one of my favorite rappers, Lil Nas X,
Hey.
with the, of course, the song that everyone's hearing. Oh, thank you.
To the old time
Oh, I'm
ride.
gonna ride till I can't no more. Oh,
more.
you sound good, Randy.
Okay, come on, Unison.
So basically, there's this collab, like I said, but it's getting some harsh feedback from country fans out there.
Why?
It's all over social media. They're not liking this. Well, one, they're not liking the song. They're not liking that their Wrangler jeans are going to have the. It's going to have a saying on it because he says in the song. On my booty, and
Yeah, on
and
my
on the
booty.
pocket of the jeans is going to have on my booty.
I like it.
which is so cool.
What's wrong with that?
That's great branding,
Country
actually.
fans are
Have you seen the music video? It's
I
awesome.
haven't. It is kinda
It's
good.
hot. I love it. I love him. I'm a big fan.
Now, maybe Randy can help explain this a little bit because I don't understand why people are so butthurt about this song. You can have crossover music. Like it can be a country song, it can be a hip hop song, it can be a pop song too. I don't understand. If anything, this is branding geniusness,
Absolutely great branding
for lack of a better term.
I just think, like, sometimes in the culture, I think, like, when you merge cultures, people are just not always accepted. Even in African American culture, like, boy, you singing country and rap, what are you doing? And then in the country,
so you've seen it on that side
I've
before.
seen they're kind of like,
they're hating on Nas like that?
A little bit, but more of them are, it's more support than not, because we, in the culture, you feel like, the country fans are probably not going to be as open, so come on, we're going to accept them. But you got people that are like, dude, why are you singing country like sticks? Either you're going to rap or not. And like I said, on the country side, they may be like, what are you doing on my book? Like,
why are you on a horse?
You're not with us.
You're
not. And I think a lot of times it got a little bit to do with race, because had Lil Nas been a, not a non-African American man, I think it would have been a little different. But I think that's just...
I think what he's done is brilliant, and of course he's a West Georgia Wolf, so I've got to give him my love. I've got to give him some love there. But I just think that we need to get past these labels of what music is, because what's happening right now is, even a couple years ago, I'm a huge EDM fan, and what happened to pop when EDM had that huge surge in the early, I'd not say the early 2000s, I'd say from 2009 until 2015, it was surging hardcore during that time. But what happened though? Pop music adopted it, and they started using it in all their music. And there wasn't for lack of a term, the bitching from that side of things from pop fans. They liked it. So people need to all just relax. And if you don't like the song, you don't have to like the song.
Or by the pans, like you just said earlier about the Chick-fil-A. Like, if you don't like, then don't buy it. Like, just don't buy it. But I think
don't listen to the song.
That's so strategic. And that is brilliant branding. Like, on my booty. I want some Wrangler pants. I have never owned any, but guess what? I want some now.
Yeah,
Wrangler, if you're listening.
I think all four of us should get Wrangler pants as soon as we're gonna go shopping. Right? We're
on Jared's budget.
I did some research on Wrangler, and they're all about confidence, promoting your own individuality, and I salute them for that. It's a great brand.
Well, good. Well, I'm glad that we agree on this. I'm glad that we're above the haters. And
bye haters.
And you know what? These people out there, you know what? They just need to get out of their old ways and understand that this is going to happen more and more, because this song was a hit, and I'm sure there's going to be more. There's going to be lots of other songs that come out that are just like this, that are crossover songs as well.
Right.
But boy, I have a story for y'all. This is an awesome story.
Let's hear it.
This broke earlier this week too. Huge news for the city of Atlanta. The 2021 Major League AllStar Game will be played right down the street at SunTrust Park.
Oh my gosh!
Yes.
That's going to be live.
Yeah, so this is going to be a lot of fun. So this is huge for Atlanta, because remember, over the last, going on to next year and in 2021, we've had the College Football National Championship, the MLS All-Star Game, the MLS Cup, the Super Bowl. Shall I keep going? We've got the Final Four next year, which you best believe all of the Power Pod crew is going to be out there at full force for those concerts.
We're gonna courtesy of Jared Yamamoto.
What's
going to get us some tickets.
Come on, Jared.
Yeah, we're gonna have a blast out there. And now you got the All-Star Game in 2021. So if you're a sports fan in Atlanta, which, Randy, I know you're from Dallas, and I know
let them know.
And I know that you want to let people know that you like the Cowboys.
What's
and
up?
But
he's kind of throwing some shade
but you know what? All you have to do is just say, hey, you know what? I love the Falcons too. That's all
I have to do is say, hell no.
How can you hate? How can you hate on these?
Because I don't like those dirty birds, like
Randy.
dirty, stinky, ugly birds. I said it. Cowboy Nation, stand up.
Now, are you a Texas Ranger though? Do you like the Texas?
I do. I like all things Texas except for maybe the Houston Texans, because we're the Cowboys. But yeah, I do. I love the Rangers. I love the Dallas Mavericks. I love the Dallas Stars, our hockey team. Yes, I'm very much. Even I live in Atlanta. Dallas has my heart, and I'm loyal.
Well, you could be loyal to both cities.
Nah, bruh. Can you be loyal to two women at the same time?
Sure.
No. Oh, Jerry. Jerry, you can get a whoop whoop.
There are some glares in this studio right now.
I think that Randy needs to. You could embrace Atlanta as boyfriend number 2.
That was back in my college years. I'm like not about that life anymore. So I just stick
too
to
hard
one.
to keep up with. That's just
One
too
and
much
done.
work.
Listen, what All-Star games and what championships has Dallas gotten
Okay,
recently?
first of all, Cowboys are amazeballs, okay? Like, I mean, we may have been, trying to get back our rhythm, but wait a minute. We got rings, honey. We got records. Okay, the Dallas Mavericks, we won the NBA championship, back in 2010 or 11, so hold on. Don't sleep on us.
Hey, listen, Atlanta United won the championship a couple of years ago. go.
Okay,
which
who is that? The soccer team?
Yeah, the soccer team. Oh, you're gonna make.
Wait, Randy, have you been to an Atlanta
You
United
need to
game?
go
I have not. I don't like soccer.
Oh,
Okay,
my.
It's
yeah.
It is so boring. Just like
No,
baseball.
Randy,
boring.
you haven't gone there with the right people. You're coming
I
with
didn't
us.
get, you drinking and having a good time. That's
You're
what
coming
I'm
with
saying.
me.
Yeah,
Forget about
we're
Jared.
gonna turn Randy into a hooligan.
A
That's what
hooligan.
yeah,
Oh,
to a
it's
soccer
fun.
hooligan. Next time she comes to Atlanta, don't hate on Atlanta United until you
Yeah.
go.
Well, I do think they're a good team.
I used to think that soccer. I mean, I've always liked soccer, but I wasn't a diehard soccer fan until I started going to the Atlanta United games regularly. I mean, the fan base is just energetic. They're lively. It's probably
Loud.
the best
Loud.
regular season sporting event in Atlanta
Really?
today, which is
Yeah.
I know you would never expect that because
No.
the Falcons are definitely loud. The Hawks games are a blast.
I have fun at the Hawks game.
Braves games, it just depends on what it is. I'd say regular season games, most people are not paying attention to the game. They're just kind of out there for a social event. But during the playoffs, I mean, everybody gets into it. Or in this case, the AllStar Game, everybody gets into it because it's your home
I'm
city.
excited for
I
that.
have the All-Star game.
I hope that Acuna makes it.
That's,
Ronald Acuna
that's
Jr.
the Ranger. I mean, that's the Falcon. No,
No,
baseball.
yeah, he's our
Atlanta.
diehard left
The
fielder.
young man.
Yeah, he is
Yes.
the man, and I really
No
hope
homo, Jared.
that listen, I have a man crush on Ronald Acuna Jr.
I heard a lot of good stuff about him.
He is fantastic. He's great for our city.
He is cute.
And hopefully,
He has a good baseball butt.
No,
What?
I'm
just
not.
saying.
I am attracted to his stat
No,
line.
you like
You're
his butt. I've seen
You
you
are
look at his
attracted. You're attracted to his butt over there. And I think that it would be just great for the city to see him perform in the All-Star Game. And
baseball All-Star.
Yes, yeah.
I was thinking basketball the whole time.
No. So you're thinking of Trae Young. Trae Young is our
No, I
All-Star
mean, I know
point
that,
guard.
but when you said the All-Star game is coming to Atlanta, I thought it was the basketball NBA
No.
All-Star.
Major League Baseball.
Oh, why are we excited about that?
This is going to be so much fun, Randy.
That
Are you
ain't
kidding?
basketball.
Oh, have you been?
Basketball players ain't gonna be in the city. I don't care about
Have you been to SunTrust Park before?
I have.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll all go to the Battery together, and we will get you nice and toasty, and
Yeah,
then you'll
she's
change your
gonna
mind
love
about
it.
it. But Randy, what you got for me over there?
Okay, nice and toasty in fandom. Kanye West. He has a little bit of all that. So now what's going on with him may come out, maybe can explain his outburst behavior. So Kanye West was on an upcoming show with David Letterman. I think it's like, what is it called? Me and My Celebrity Friends. But basically he lets everybody...
David Letterman's got this gigantic beard in that
he does.
show.
Like,
yeah.
who is he these
yeah,
days?
you don't even recognize
He's like
him
a whole
anymore.
other person.
Yeah.
But Kanye West lets everybody know that he was diagnosed with what? Bipolar.
Oh, shocker! You know,
Okay,
that
and
guy's
I'm like,
been all over
now,
the place.
I mean, I believe because that's a real disease, and I know definitely in the African American community is very taboo. Are you just crazy, boy? Nobody doesn't really address the issue. Like, nah, he has a real medical condition. But anyway, he opens up about it, and so now I just wonder if people are gonna be like when he made that rant I don't know if it was last year about slavery was a choice, and when that was very big uproar in the community. I feel like now people are gonna be like, oh, because he was bipolar, but he talks about it and just how he hates people calling him crazy because he really can't control it. But I think the first thing that anything that's going on wrong with you, admit it. I have a problem, okay, and he can get fixed. So that's why he been acting like that, y'all. His ass got bipolar.
Now, do you think that Kanye West? So it gives him. I don't know why I'm losing the wording for it, but it gives him an excuse for what he said in the past.
I don't think it's an excuse, but people are gonna maybe sympathize a little more.
No, okay, maybe a little bit more, because I think that whether you're bipolar or not, it just creates, in a way, a cop out. I'm not, again, for those that are bipolar out there, I'm not attacking you guys. I'm not saying that it's not a real thing, because it definitely is a real thing. But if I were to go and make a racial outburst or something like that, or I would go and say something just outlandish right in the middle of a street and then just say, oh, I'm bipolar, you can't just make excuses for that kind of stuff anymore. So I hope that people still look at Kanye West through a logical lens, for lack of a better term, on that. And I think that Kanye, this is good. I think overall this is a good thing that he's coming out and he's saying this. And more importantly, we hope that he gets the help that he needs.
Absolutely.
Because I think that he is a bright guy.
He's very talented.
He's
Do
extremely
you like his music?
I love his music.
Yeah.
I think he's very artistic and he's very creative.
Yeah.
I love it.
For sure. And I think that with all these outbursts that have happened recently, people have decided, oh, I'm not about Kanye's canceled. I'm not about him anymore.
A lot of
Yeah.
fans have dropped.
He's married to Kim Kardashian.
Hey, Kim.
Yeah, right. And people hate her for that.
I don't know why. I love Kim.
Yeah, I don't think that's fair.
I think they're a good match. I think they really love each other. I do watch the Kardashian show, and the episodes that he does make an appearance, like I can really see and feel the love.
Absolutely.
They've created beautiful babies together.
Beautiful.
I mean, I don't know why people are.
I know why they don't like her. Just because, to keep it real clear, they feel like she came up, laying on her back, messing with black men, black successful men, or artists or rappers, and they feel like that's why she came to where she is, which is completely not true. Because I support Kim. She's her own brand. She do her own thing, but you're gonna have your haters. So yeah, she has sex with a couple black men, but dang, why you mad because she getting that check and you're not?
Right?
Probably.
Good for Kim Kardashian for finding her way in this world and making all that money. I don't understand what this hate is with rich people in general. That's a whole other story for another day. Georgie's telling me we got to go to break. Don't worry, we're coming back. We've got some more stories for you and Randy's Rundown.
The Power Pod on WSB Radio. Join the show at 800 WSB Talk or leave a comment using the open mic feature on the WSB Radio app.
And welcome back to the Power Pod. I can't believe how fast this one is moving by. I mean, we are just rolling through the news of the week right now. And Tina, what you got over there?
I've got a great story, guys, that I'm so excited about. Blue's Clues has been off the air for a while, but they're doing a reboot.
Come on, Blue's Clues!
And I'm so excited. It's called Blue's Clues and You. And it's with a new guy, so it's not with our beloved, I don't remember the guy's name. Steve. The new guy was recruited and found by Steve. So, we still get a little flavor from our Steve boy. But Joshua, the new, I guess not host of the show.
Blue's close friend.
Blue's best friend. He's from Broadway, so he has that natural singing voice. And I saw the video, and it's just so adorable.
Oh, but it can't be like this.
Mail time.
Every time that sound came
So
out, it was like
cute.
you'd run over to the TV.
So you'll see it launched on Nickelodeon in September, so look out for that. We've got the same beloved characters, the cute little notebook, and he's, sitting on the couch, and the cute little salt and pepper, and little Magenta comes up, woof, 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 and it's just so cute. I'm just so excited.
It's definitely a healthy show for kids. I mean, I'm glad they're bringing it back. You definitely learned some things from it for sure. I remember my younger sister was always watching it.
Shout out Allie.
And she was always watching that show. And I guess I was a little old for it, but there were definitely episodes where, again, when you hear this, and I definitely would get into it and run over the TV and enjoy it with her and watch it. So I think it's a good show where kids probably from the ages of 1 to 9 will definitely enjoy it, and hopefully they'll learn a few things. Yes. But guess what? It's time for Randy's Rundown!
It's Randy's Rundown.
Alrighty, guys. So let's get into it. So, guys, anybody have a hard time going to sleep at night? You know why? You should not take your smartphone to bed if you want a good night's sleep.
Shocker on that one. How many researchers did it take to figure that one out?
You agree with it? I feel like I can look at my phone and stuff a good night's
so
sleep.
Bad. No.
Really? No. I have to put my phone completely away. I put it in night mode, and sometimes I'll wake up in the morning and I'll have like 30 text messages, and I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, you know what? I had to put it away. What's next?
Energy drinks. Yeah, we all need the Monster, Red Bull, whatever your choice is. Well, beware, because they may have unintended health risks.
This is another one, Randy. Here we're again. Like, yes, you're increasing. They have accelerated amounts of caffeine in them. So, yeah, I'm sure if you drink like 2 or 3 of them, or if you're drinking those vodka Red Bulls, Christina over there.
That's pretty good.
They're pretty good.
You're not a fan of those vodka?
I just drank my first real energy drink over this past weekend at Monster. And I was actually awake.
Yeah, dude, Monsters
I wasn't even sleepy.
Was it the big can? Like that big boy works.
Stick to like 1 or maybe 1.5 of those things. No more. What's next?
Okay, breakfast people. Guess what? What's better, cereal or a pizza? Pizza, according to nutritionists.
Pizza
is better for breakfast than most cereal.
Thank goodness.
Too much sugar in the cereal. That's the biggest reason.
Well, now I won't feel as guilty when I'm over there eating that Domino's in the morning.
Fat ASS. Okay, moving on. Alrighty, girls. It is summertime coming in the horizon, and it is swimwear season. And guess what? Fishnet bikinis is the most daring swimwear trend yet, and it leaves nothing to the imagination.
Oh, I've definitely seen those.
Now, I can't. playing?
At the pool, at the lake.
I mean, is it really as revealing as I saw this story floating around online? I mean, you see everything on those ladies.
It's like Super Bowl with Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson. Nip slips all over through that fishnet.
Would y'all ever rock that?
Hell no.
I'm looking at a picture and no.
The bottom, yes, because they can see these cheeks, but not that top part.
See them cheeks.
What's next?
Oh, Jared, that is Randy's rundown.
Yes! You know what? I actually have one last thing
What
for
do you got, Jared?
You know what came out this weekend, right? Or over the weekend?
Oh, my God. Yes,
Aladdin came out.
Oh,
Made you look like a prince on the outside, but I didn't change anything on the inside. Prince Ali got you to the door,
Do you trust me? What did you say?
but Aladdin has to open it.
Do you trust me?
Now, the audience scores on this are great, but the Rotten Tomatoes critic scores, not too great. Believe it or not. It brought in over $200 million last week.
Yeah, $207 million.
I imagine that over this upcoming weekend, because it was a holiday weekend last weekend, I think that there will be a lot of people out there that are getting a chance to catch it for the first time.
I will be one of those people.
I'm excited. I think it'll be fun. This has been yet another fun week here on the Power Pod. May Week 5. We are so happy that you took your time to spend it with us here on the Power Pod. And if you've been listening to us all along, you know what we do. We all put our hands here in the middle, and we decide to all get together. Georgie, turn your mic on over there. There you go. So we can all say this together. Ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3. Power Pod! We'll see you in the month of June, which is still technically next week.